Man kunde skapa vad som helst och ingen så här kunde stoppa en.
Jag gillar kyckling. Jag älskar kyckling. Kyckling är nummer 1.
Lite svårt att beskriva känslan, men hopplös skulle jag säga. Och sorg.
Det kändes som att någon hade tagit bort en del av hjärtat från våra kroppar och kastat den i soptunnan.
Men regel nummer 1 var inte äta kyckling. Regel nummer 2 var du måste älska kyckling. Regel nummer 3 var gul måste vara din favoritfärg. Nummer 4, kyckling måste vara ditt favoritdjur. Du får absolut inte spela Fortnite. Du måste tro på kycklingguden, älska Östapetter. Du måste tro på Östapeterland. Du måste kunna Östapetterspråket. Man hade nästan kunnat göra det till en bibel.
Welcome, it's Marta Balaga. I'm still in Berlin, still alive. I'm very happy to say that, and I'm very happy that you are still alive because you're watching those videos and you're letting us know what you think and you're watching the films. So keep on doing that. And it's quite a special film that we are talking about today, George-Peterland, or as you say it,
George-Peterland in Swedish.
It's even better. Yeah. I love it. I love the way it sounds because it tells you everything you need to know. And I don't usually do it, but I'm going to just sum it up for our audience because this was like my favorite synopsis this festival. It's about a group of kids who decide to believe in an imaginary world where chicken are gods. And I think we should all do it. And please tell me a little bit more about it because it's based on a true story. Crazily enough. So, Christer, Sebastian, tell me everything there is to know because I want to be a part of this universe.
That's a lot to tell about. It's a complex story. It's 2.5 years of kids that were in the 1st grade to the 3rd grade, and it's one of the 5 kids is my son, and so I've been like observing. Well, it's my bonus son, so I had like the opportunity to have an observing role without being a parent, so I could like see what the frictions and what tension was created between the mother of Nisse, one of the main characters, and George-Peterland and this language and these drawings and everything, because they were like obsessed. It was being more and more complex, and yeah, and it's about the children's creativity and creating things when you're young. But this story is a little bit more over the top because we all create things when we are young, but they took it like 5 steps more maybe than other kids. I don't know. Yeah. But I think for us as filmmakers, it has been a really important question. Was this a pursuit of freedom? Because they started the 1st year in school, and they met a really strong power institute that the school is, and the school is going to learn them to speak and write, and language is a really hard structure to put on the kids' imagination and their more free spirit. And was this a way of them to create an autonomous reality aside from the school?
I was just about to say that that's why I love this film so much, because you're very respectful towards those kids. Like, you actually show that they can be rebellious and they are actually learning how to break the rules that they don't understand or believe in. And there is something very, very lovely about it. And I was wondering, like, when you were talking to them, were they afraid that you're not going to understand? That you're just going to mock them or just laugh at them or just be annoyed by them like some of the adults?
The income in the project was a totally love story for their imaginary world. So that was very important, that we did it for love. We wanted to show their fantastic world. But then there was a friction because one of them decides that he is the chicken god, and how to portray him was also an issue that we discussed. How much shall that play in the movie? So that was a question that we...
And also the first time that we met with the 5 kids, the first time it was sort of, I'm a visual artist usually. This is my first film that I make with Christer, and so we made it up like a workshop of 3 hours that we hanged out together, we draw, we tried to speak this George-Peterland language and stuff like that. And but the first what we did was we had a contract. And the contract said you have to leave everything that is right and wrong. If you and we draw up a yellow line because yellow is
The favorite
really,
color.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can see that you proudly represent it.
Yeah,
Yes.
represented. And and the contract was we want you to travel back to before first grade, before school, and to leave right and wrong, to try to we're going to make a movie together to tribute Georg-Peterland. And everyone, including me and Christer, we were forced to sign it. Not forced. We wanted to sign it.
It had to be official. I kind of understand it.
It's like an agreement of like this is for real. This is serious, and we want to do something good together.
Yeah, again, respectful. But it's something very melancholic about this whole story, because it's a little bit like saying goodbye to your childhood. And I think it's one of the last lines that really killed me, when one of the kids say like, I'm just sorry I can't believe in it anymore. And I think almost everybody had this kind of universe. I mean, maybe it wasn't a chicken god, maybe it was something else, but like we used to believe in something, and then to leave it all behind is, I guess, a necessary step maybe, but it's painful, it's sad.
We had also interviews with them and asked them, if you play now, do you still play? And I think everyone else said that they don't play anymore. Yet at some point, they found it boring or to play, but we had another an ingång perspective that we play as adults as well.
No, with art, and also I think I think people still play, but it's like maybe now we're more in a collective reality, but people still have different realities, and I think the movie also is about that we need to maybe see that we have different perspectives and different realities and different perceptions, and because that's I think that's we live in such a polarized world, and we don't see that people have actually different. We don't respect that people see the things differently, you know. So it's I think that's because we still are playing, but it's a different sort of play. What rules? What is that? You know.
We should be playing even more, I think.
Yeah,
you made me want to play a bit more.
What is this? This is a sort of play.
This is a playing.
We bring up before this interview.
I just wish I had a costume, you know, or something.
You said before this interview, you said it's like we're gonna see this as a. What did you say?
It's a make-believe.
Casual.
That's true.
This is just an illusion, you know.
But also speaking of playing, like you play in this film in the sense that you decided to have animation and yes, have this one creature who is always just covered with this head of a chicken, and that's how you know that he's the leader of sorts. When did you decide that we want to have animation? Maybe we want to be a little bit more imaginary than just having a documentary and those interviews with them.
I thought it was very important to first protect him. I think that was very important. To protect the chicken god and not show his face. And then there's also something that if someone has a mask, he's playing a role. So there was also something that was, and we had actually very much discussion if we should release the mask and show his face, but then we've been back and forth, but now I think we've landed that it's better not show him to keep the illusion going on even after the movie is
to keep the mystery alive.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
you still believe in him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
If you don't see his face, it's a bit like the Wizard of Oz. You know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
As long as you don't see him behind that curtain, it's fine. And there is a scene that's also very realistic. And now hearing that you had this connection to one of the children, it makes sense. When somebody's just making breakfast, responsible adult, and the kid is just playing and talking in this crazy language, and the parent, I assume, just finds it annoying. And I think it's one of those things that just rings true, and you're like, why are we like that? I mean, would you like to stop being like this as adults? Like, can we even stop behaving like this? Is it possible to just catch this playfulness of a kid and just maybe join them instead of telling them, please stop doing it because I can't take it?
Can I?
Oh, yeah, I have something to say as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you do it, yeah.
The trauma is going to keep pouring out.
No, but it's that scene is from a scene in real life. But I am the camera, and the male or the father character is my girlfriend, the mother of Nisse, and so I saw this so the inspiration of this scene, and I told it, and we wrote the script on that. And it's when I saw it, I saw this Nisse character doing this sound, and I was like, this is brilliant. This is so amazing. This is gold. And I felt also sad because why doesn't Emily see this? And I know of course why, because she's tired. She's been working all day. You know, you have to get the rent, stuff like that. But I think it's also a perception. Yeah, I think you can actually, if you still can be curious of life, even if you have if you have pressure and stress. I think that's just the way of being. I think in some way.
And it's something we should learn, I guess.
Yeah, it's like this
so
table.
easy to
This is beautiful.
But it's also, I think, it's also very hard when you're in it, because I have a daughter who is 4 years old, and she has suddenly become very nostalgic about being a baby. so when she sees a diaper, she's like, oh, I had diapers. Oh, it's like, and she started to speak a baby language, and I'm like, can you just be your real Lou? But then I think we just made a movie about this, so I have to back. But the instinct is to be normal. So I think you have to think twice as a parent. If your child is expressing something, let it grow.
Yeah, just leave them some space to be silly. But I understand you want to protect them, and that's a ridiculous thing,
exactly.
Right? You don't want them to feel exactly strange. Maybe they should.
Yeah.
But
yes, life is strange. It's weird.
It is weird, but but sometimes all it takes is to stand here in this weird place and maybe start speaking in the chicken language. Do you know how to speak this language?
Oh yeah, I know. I spoke it.
Hej, Gösta Petter! Jag älskar cykling!
I did some of the voices in the movie, but then we got back to use the children's voices.
But we ask in the interviews, we have so much material. We've been interviewing them for I don't know how many hours. But one of the questions was that how did you teach others? Because it grew from 2 people to 30 or 40 in the school. So it's a lot of people, and it was they taught it. They were sitting face to face, and they taught the language like that. But you haven't had a lesson.
No.
You're self-taught.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're clearly very, very talented.
Yeah, thank you. But then I also got a message from Nisse, who sent me a video, and then he sent me a video. This is I don't remember his name, but I think this is Simon, and he can actually talk fluent George-Peterland language. And then he sent me the video, and I was like, okay, so this is fluid.
And also there's dialects in George-Peterlandish, as the language. You have dialects inside that, so it's a very complex society. And
wow, dialect.
But it's also and you can also understand it's pretty annoying if you hear it every day, I think.
The whole day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't find it annoying just yet. So thank you so much for being with me today. Yeah. And I think we have to go because I have to learn chicken language now. And now that I know you can teach me, which dialect though? We have to think about it. We're going to let you know. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers.